Welcome back. The staffing industry is a vast network of complex details. On one side, you have job candidates who must often cycle through a series of interviews, tests, and background checks. And on the other side, you have employers with extensive lists containing specific requirements for a particular job position. Successfully connecting the two together is a complicated process. Add to the mix payroll, employee benefits, crisis control, and you can see how running a staffing agency in many ways is no different than, say, running a Coca-Cola or an Apple computer. Only instead of sodas and smartphones, the product here is people. Today, Hire Dynamics CEO Dan Campbell talks about the business of people in this edition of Executive Profiles with Ed Baker.
Dan, let's start with your illustrious career coming out of Millsaps College, and let's walk and talk through all the steps to this incredible company, Hire Dynamics, that you're running now.
Well, I did well at school. It was probably the first time that something I really wanted to achieve in life, I was not successful. I wanted to work on Wall Street, went up there, interviewed, made it to final interviews, but did not have a job. So instead, I had the illustrious start of my career landscaping. And I remember building a ravine and going, building a ravine, I am a ditch digger. Suck up your ego and start using your network. You started bartending at Country Club of the South, actually, and found somebody who had just started an investment bank in town. We had hit it off and said, Dan, love to hire you, but we just started this investment bank, and so I can't afford to hire. I said, I want to get in, Travis, in investment banking so bad. How about this? I'll work for you for free. It's 40 hours a week for free, because everybody's saying in Atlanta I need experience to get in investment banking. It's I can't have you work for free, but how about this? I'll pay you $5 an hour. So I was the cheapest investment banker in the country, leveraged that experience, and 6 months later had an opportunity at Price Waterhouse in the corporate finance group. And thank goodness during the interview process they didn't ask me what my salary was. So I did that for 2 years, had a great experience, worked for some really good people, learned a lot, and had an opportunity 2 years later to follow one of my mentors, Frank Argenbright. So joined Argenbright AHL Services prior to them going public, went out to Los Angeles, hit it off with two owners, was hoping to buy their company, and knew I wanted to get back to Atlanta, which was home, and so worked out a deal to buy two of the offices. We had just opened up an office in Reno and an office in Atlanta. Brought in my college roommate who had been there for, had been at KPMG for 8 years, and so that's how we started.
You started, I believe, $1 million in debt?
That's right. That's right. $1 million in debt, 70% with one client, and $3 million in revenue. So very humbling beginning.
So talk about what is Hire Dynamics.
Hire Dynamics is a leading staffing company here in Atlanta that staffs contact centers, staffs manufacturing facilities, staffs distribution centers, and various different positions within an office, whether it's an executive assistant, HR person, you name it.
Walk through the stair steps to the amazing growth story.
We started with a board of advisors that was very helpful, and as we've gotten bigger, I realized that they've become even more valuable because the mistakes you make as you get bigger are more costly. We started diverting into professional staffing, so we actually had a pharmacy staffing business, we had a sales executive search business, and we had a finance and accounting business. So when we hit about $40 million in revenue about 7 years in, 6 or 7 years in, we recognized to really be a great company, you have to be focused. And we were diverting too many different things. So we spun off, sold our pharmacy business, spun off our sales executive service business.
Talk about where you were 5 years ago financially and where you are today.
5 years ago was actually a very difficult time for us. 2009, we saw an 18% drop in revenue. When we started Hire Dynamics, if it went belly up, I'd give up my car and my couch, but didn't really have the assets. But in 2009, I was married and was starting a family, and so the idea of the 5% chance Hire Dynamics could go out of business was significant and really made me rethink a lot of things in terms of the responsibility I had, not just to the employees, but also to my family as well.
So the business has gone from that $40 million 5 year ago number to where are you sitting today in the
So we are north of $80 million today.
So you've doubled in that.
Yes.
And then there are honors that come your way.
Small Business Person of the Year is certainly a finalist associated with that. I was nominated, maybe some of the networking and things that we've done out in the community helped with that. In terms of best places to work, the first year we applied, we didn't even make the list. So 2 years later, when we went from not making lists to being #1 on your list, it was probably the proudest award that even to date that because it showed that what we're doing and our passion around our culture and our people has paid off.
I would be remiss in not asking you to tell the haircut story.
Okay, all right, Ed. So in 2007 was probably our most aggressive budget year in growth. We had projected 40% growth. Our employees were saying, wow, we just came off a year, we grew 25%, 40% is a lot. And my partner, John Neff, asked the employees, your choice, you tell us what you'd like to see at next year's kickoff. I said, we would like to see both of you shave your head bald, but not you shave your head bald. We want to actually get two barber's chairs in front of the entire employee base and let us each take a chance to clip a couple of hairs. So that was the experience. Thank goodness, well, we did hit our goal, and so we had to live up to our end of the bargain.
In closing, you're part of the Discovery Center. Your company has space here. Why'd you do it, and how's it going?
For us, there were 3 or 4 facets. One, it was an opportunity to give back. We love what they're doing, to have 6th and 7th graders that we can make a difference, and really explain to them the value of staffing. It's amazing to me, you know, I'm currently the chairman of the American Staffing Association, that here's an industry that's over $100 billion, one of the fastest growing industries, makes a difference in people's lives, but still today, there are very few people that come out of school, whether it's high school or college, and say, you know what I want to do? I want to go to work in the staffing industry. So we thought it was an opportunity to really educate at an early age to the values.
Thank you for employing our community. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Ed.
And the accolades continue to shower the crew at Higher Dynamics. The company was recently selected as a 2014 Georgia Fast 40 honoree and one of the fastest growing middle market companies in the state. The awards are presented by the Association for Corporate Growth, a global organization focused on business growth in the middle market.